Today I'm with my friend Danielle and we're talking about business ownership. So Danielle, you are a business owner. Tell me about what you see on social media.
Sure. Well, you are too now. Proud of you.
Yes.
Oftentimes on social media, we see these posts that are just demanding of us to become our own boss, right? And when we do that, we're automatically an independent contractor. So, the reality of that is now 30% of Americans are independent contractors. And, the majority of America still, unfortunately, is financially illiterate. So that's really where the problem lies, right? Is when we become independent contractors or our own boss, if we're not doing things the right way, then it can really put us out of business quickly or, just get us into a lot of debt. And that's through mismanagement of funds. So when you become an independent contractor, the whole thing about it is that when you file for taxes, well, throughout the year, you're not actually having taxes withheld. So you have to account for how much of each, pay period, or each transaction with your customer you really need to save from that. And so if the majority of America is still financially illiterate and not saving for the next major emergency to even just cover that, then the bigger problem is we see a lot of businesses go out of business because of this, right? But even more so, taxes. Okay, and so we're sold the dream of being our own boss, and there's a lot of write-offs, right? You can write everything off, but again, remember, the habits aren't there, the management of money, it's not being withheld, your taxes. So you have to account for that. And many people as an independent contractor will hire accountants, which you can end up spending just as much as you would at the end of the year filing taxes, if not more over time, having a dedicated accountant. So really, truly, how you can maximize is becoming a legal business owner, meaning registering your business on paper legally will allow you to save in taxes and, even save money from having an accountant.
It's great that we're talking about this because I actually just established my business very recently, and I was 1099 for many, many years. And unfortunately, I just didn't know much about taxes, and I did not save the money to pay the taxes later. And it wasn't that big of a deal because I would figure it out, right? And then I had a big year where I made a lot of money, and I still hadn't saved the taxes, and I was in a bind at the end of the year. I was very stressed out because I was like, oh my gosh, like, how am I going to do this? I need to hire an accountant. And at that point, you're trying to go backwards and trying to fix what you've already done. But when I established my business and I was legally like an entity, everything just filtered so much easier, and I just don't have that stress anymore.
Wow, that's amazing. And I'm glad that you got so many people go through that, right? There's all these MLMs these days. If you don't know what an MLM is, or ISO or IMO, basically MLM is multi-level marketing. You hear Monet, Arbonne, and the list goes on, right? And then they're basically the same thing as you hear these terms: ISO, independent sales organization, or independent marketing organization, IMO. And that's the whole structure, is that the employer wants to alleviate the expense of having benefits for their employees. So they don't have employees and they have independent contractors, right? Like your Uber, your Lyft. Mm-hmm. And so what happens is a lot of people just don't account for those taxes, kind of like Gemma was saying. And now we're in a space where we can truly help people like yourselves get out of that, have that peace of mind, and not feel like you're effed at the end of the day.
Right. And so what's really exciting too is that for the month of April, you and I are working together to help other people, to help all those people that are 1099 establish their business properly and just have more information, get educated. So we're doing these workshops absolutely for free, just to kind of educate people. So if you're interested in that, you can always reach out to us. Thank you so much for your time.
Of course.
And we'll see you guys later.
We love you. Have a great day. Make it prosperous.